Coming up on today's Co-Bet Daily, we fire Alex into the sun. I break down every single NFL divisional round game. We've got some NBA props. Stats Guy, what do you got?
I'm taking the Big Bash doubleheader, some picks in that for some run scorers, and an amazing match in the Australian Open.
It's an awesome Code Hat Daily. Go check it out. Co-Bet Daily. It's awesome. All right, welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday, January 20, all day. No fooling. Seriously, it is. It's the thing that we do here on this Code Bet Daily. It's every day, so it doesn't change when you go from date to date to date. It's episode 34. I'm your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website we like to call Code Bet. It's also just called Code Bet. So that doesn't mean that's what we like to call it.
Absolutely not. Simple as that.
It's a Friday show. I'm joined by Stats Guy because I think we've fired Alex.
Yeah, he's. I've had enough of him.
His inability to say Thanasis Kokonakis without just like having a stroke, that was the final straw. So we fired him.
That was perfect pronunciation. Perfect.
But I think today it's Code Hats Daily. I think that's how we're rolling.
I don't know. We've always got something similar. I couldn't do code beard, so go with Code Hats.
Yeah, what are you doing? Grow a beard.
Yeah, I need a longer beard like you.
Code Growth Daily. It'll be great. That's what we do here at Code Bet Daily. What it says on the tin. Betting daily.
Perfect.
Code. Checks out. We're all about the player props, game picks, best bets. We've got a massive weekend. What are we looking at today? Simple stuff. I've got one little NBA pick that I want to talk about, but mostly my sort of vibe is always NFL, NBA, and NFL is the divisional round this weekend. I've already sort of littered a couple of little things throughout this week. I'm just going to summarize all my NFL divisional round picks because it is a fascinating setup. The divisional round, Liam, is always the best round of the NFL
exciting,
playoffs.
Yeah.
You've still got 4 games. You've got usually got the 8 best teams. So lots to look at, lots to bet on. Also to talk about a couple of players I'll be looking at even as I break down some of the games. So plenty from me. What have you got?
Yeah, we've got a Big Bash doubleheader tonight, so that's pretty cool. We got like 2 big games, so I'm going to have a look at that. And then we've got Australian Open Day 6, starting to get into the better matches. A lot of closer odds. You had a lot of $1.02, $1.10, but now you got a bit of closer odds and a bit more value in the Australian Open.
I do like it. Day 6, it's like, well, I feel like it's already been day 6. It should still be just like day 5, considering how late that
I know.
game went.
Oh my, he was complaining. It's fair enough. Like they didn't start till 10:15, and he was saying as they were starting, look, it's a bit stupid because if this goes to 5 sets, it was always going to go to 4 a.m. So I don't know. Their scheduling is a bit strange like that, but yeah, there you go.
It is weird because I'm not entirely convinced that it's like wildly fair to go, all right, athlete, it's your best at 4:10 this evening.
And then they're worried about, like, that was the best match of the tournament, and most people were asleep. Half the crowd wasn't there because people want to go home and actually sleep. So they need to. I get it because it stuffs up days ahead, but it's a bit of a strange one and not really fair on them probably.
Right, that's enough. Done. Player props. Let's go. I've got a quick NBA one. We've got Dallas hosting the Miami Heat tomorrow. Stats Guy, which
that's
a good one.
It's massive. Yeah.
Replay the 2006 NBA Finals, the 2011 NBA Finals. Of course, nobody from those teams really exists on these same teams, apart from
still cool to bring up.
Udonis Haslem.
Oh yeah,
Haslem
somehow on the roster still.
I love it. But this is one of those ones where you go, cool, great player prop setup. Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, and I'm going to go Luka 25 plus points, 8 plus rebounds, 8 plus assists. They've won 3 of their last 5 against Miami, have the Mavs. And they've also been in struggle town. They lose to Atlanta yesterday. They just kind of suck. They need a big win at home. Miami are a weird matchup because they've obviously got Bam Adebayo, who's not exactly a dominating center, but he's dominating defensively. And if you don't have a center to combat him, he will just drop 30 on your head like without looking. So look at Bam, look at Jimmy Butler. Because that Miami team's a bit of a mess at the moment. They're always basically a bit of a mess, but they still somehow find ways to win games. But in terms of Luka and his player props, he's had a pretty good run against the Heaters in the past, right? So
yeah, right.
His sort of last 5 games, it's been 21, 10 and 6, 23, 12 and 8, 23, 4 and 10, 27, 15 and 7, and 33, 3 and 5. So
that's crazy.
Those last two at home, you could probably sort of, even if you really wanted to, lean on maybe that triple double look, but at least sort of 25, 8 and 8. The price on that probably won't be too crazy hot because he's been so good. So you could probably dump that up if you really wanted to about
Luka triple double. That'd be pretty good. I saw a thing this morning actually. He got a 54-point triple double when he was 13 in this like European competition that was against a lot of older. He's just a freak.
Who amongst us hasn't? Come on.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
The backyard double fun. You know?
Yeah, in the backyard on the half court.
My other ones, a couple of player props as well. I just want to sprinkle a couple in here. There's a really good one, I think, for Jacksonville KC. My lean really on this game is that KC, off the bye, are absolutely going to smash the Jags. I'll talk about that in a second in the game pick. But a part of that is obviously going to be Patrick Mahomes, as he likes to be called because he's a coward. 3+ touchdowns. It's only $1.91 for 3+ throwing touchdowns by Pat Mahomes.
That's crazy.
It's a bit tough. You could probably bump that up to 4, and I'd feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, right.
And his favorite target, Travis Kelce, the big tight end. Anytime TD for Kelce, it's under $2. Jump on that, bang that into your multi with Mahomes. But the first touchdown score for Kelce is at 7, and 2 plus 1 at each half is at $7.25. I love Kelce with multiple touchdowns in this, so jump all over that because you get pretty decent odds, and I do think that the Jags will really struggle to cover all the sort of receiving options on this KC team. So look for Mahomes' passing touchdowns, passing yards, and Kelce's receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. You can build yourself a very, very nice multi out of that. You could probably get it to easily like $12 and feel like at least slightly comfortable with a lot of those legs. So that's pretty much my big NFL player prop sort of setup. Usually that is sort of falling on my best bets at the moment, but I really, really just want to throw that in the player.
Want to throw that in there, yeah. Awesome.
Nice value. All right, what do you got?
I was just going to say, I saw a thing about Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, Jacksonville, that he's never lost on a Saturday in his college and NFL career, and they're saying this could be the first ever loss in on a Saturday. Is that true? Is that true?
Step on the second segment. Jeez, look at this.
I just saw it this morning. I was like, might as well bring that up on the podcast.
Step on points guy, apparently.
I just couldn't believe that. He mustn't have played with that.
It's a great stat. It is a fantastic one. Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday.
I just wanted to double check that with you.
Yeah, he's lost on every other day, basically.
But Wow. Well, so this might be the first one.
Dominating run through college, but I think this is the first time he loses on a Saturday. Of course, that's our Sunday, though. Don't forget. So it's one of those things where he goes, he's never lost. Maybe he's never lost on an Australian Saturday.
I just wanted to put some input in there for some NFL. Anyway, I'm going to go with the Big Bash now, double header. So I'm going to look at some of the best run scorers in both of the games. I'm looking at Josh Inglis in the Adelaide Strikers versus Perth Scorchers first match. I think it starts at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. Inglis is for the Scorchers has just been amazing. He's the third top run scorer this season. He's averaging 42. He's actually been on the waiting list for the test squad. They're saying he's the backup keeper, but they want to keep him in Australia for the India tour so he can play some matches. So he's just in form in every format that he's been playing. So I'm thinking he can get 25 plus runs, and you get $2 odds. He's a 360-degree player. He's just been killing it lately. And so $2 odds is pretty good for someone that's third in the runs. And then the other matches, I still can't believe there's a lot of Ladbrokes for some reason have pretty good odds, better than the other ones because a lot of them are 20 plus runs. But you just add that extra 5 and it goes up to $2 for some reason. But so it's pretty good odds. And then Brisbane Heat versus Hobart Hurricanes. I probably wouldn't have said this guy in the past. I didn't think he was a short format player, but he got 90 last game. Matt Renshaw got 90 off 56 balls, just doing lap sweeps and reverse sweeps, and he was just amazing. Even got the winning runs on the last ball. So that was pretty cool, 4 for the win. So he's a confidence player. He showed when he played in the test matches that if he got a few ducks, he just couldn't get back into form. But now he's found a bit of form at 90. I think he can get 25 plus at least again. And that's also at $2, which is good odds. You could even multi them probably.
That's great. So when's that double header? Is that tonight or tomorrow?
No, tonight. So I think the first one's 4:30 and then the next one is at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Better jump on it. Right. So let's speed up the rest of the show then so people can go place their bets.
Absolutely.
Game picks for me. I'm just going to do the NFL. As mentioned on the previous shows, I've already got KC smashing Jacksonville. I think the line at the moment is around 7.5, 8.5, depending on where you're looking. I would be leaning very, very hard on KC. I'd even look at the options of getting KC at push that line out even further, go minus 12.5, minus 13.
Pick your own line, maybe. Some of the betters.
Yeah, if you want to go 14 plus with a just like the sort of single bet where you can go the margin 14 plus. I love that. Cool. I think this is just at home. Andy Reid is 9-0 off a bye with KC all time. I think he's like 21-3, 24-3 around those. Depending where you get your numbers from. I think as a head coach, he's 21-3, and I think other outlets have also added when he's been on a coaching staff.
That's amazing.
To get into 24-3 after a bye, but he is incredible. All that planning that goes into it, I think it's a smashing. This is also, look, Jacksonville pulled that comeback out home against the Chargers. Doing that, having any sort of combative vibe when you're on the road in Arrowhead, when the other teams had a bye, usually rest versus rust, that home team with the bye might come back out a little bit slow. It's not going to be KC. It's just they're going to come out and smash it from the get-go.
Yeah, I like that.
So really, I would lean on KC for a pretty big win. And as I've mentioned, sort of the Mahomes, Kelsey sort of player props, you want to throw those into multis, really good value, I think. Because this Jacksonville defense has been pretty good all year, but just kind of pretty good, not dominating one sort of facet. And I think Mahomes is really going to turn on and sort of just have that.
Perfect.
Hey, look, I'm the MVP. Guess what?
I'm
MVP's win the divisional round.
Yeah.
Smash. Giants, Philly, I mentioned this one yesterday. So these are the Sunday games. Sunday our time, Monday are the other two. Giants were that plus 9.5 that you can find on BetR. I still love it. I haven't talked myself out of it because all it is, it feels like I think Philly win this, but the backdoor cover from the Giants of Philly are cruising. They're up 15 for most of the game or something.
Got a few late ones.
There's the Giants out of nowhere score one late touchdown. It's and we might have a game here in Philadelphia. And it's no, but Philly win by 9.
Yeah,
and the Giants cover that 9.5. Yeah. That's where I'm 100% leaning. Yeah. I just think there's the fact that they're division opponents is always tricky, and they'll play tighter games than you always expect, right? That's how division games go, especially in the playoffs. Especially when it comes to the Giants and Philly, there's just so much bad blood between these two teams that it's hilarious. You do have Jalen Hurts under injury cloud. I do tend to think that that's more of a, smokescreen kind of vibe. They sort of played him a little bit in that last week just to get him back up to speed. And I think they used him on a QB sneak. If you're actually that injured, I don't think
you're not going to be doing that.
QB sneak. So
don't worry about it.
Philly will be fine.
Yep.
Their defense, you can run on them a little bit as well for Philly. They do have returning players coming back from injury, so they should probably be a little bit more solid. So I'm not really afraid of them losing this game, but getting that 9.5 for the Giants is where I'd like Saquon Barkley, touchdown scorer. I'm all over that. I think AJ Brown gets in. I think Jalen Hurts gets in for Philly as well. He runs in his own touchdown at one point, but Philly probably win that one. Let's say 35-28. So with that backdoor cover, it's I think the Giants will really struggle to score, but they'll just pick up a few cheapies here and there. Cincinnati, they go to Buffalo. A replay of the DeMar Hamlin game from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
tragedy, but incredible vibes that he's sort of up and about again.
He's okay. Yeah.
Cincinnati 6.5 point underdogs. Depending on where you're looking, if you look at Code Bet, we can find a 6.5. Happy days, $1.80 if that's still up to date with BetR. I really like this because I think it's a divisional round. Cincinnati's offensive line is just decimated. So basically, it's Joe Burrow's not going to have too much time to throw to his very, 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 very talented receiving core. You've got a pretty good set of running backs there in Cincinnati, but if your O-line is not giving your running backs any time to sort of get ahead of steam, that's not going to really matter.
Yep.
The thing is, Buffalo since Von Miller went out for Buffalo, they don't really have the best sort of defense at taking absolute advantage of being able to wreck a QB like Joe Burrow. So I kind of like Cincy to keep this close, even if it's in Buffalo. Buffalo will win this. I think Josh Allen was very scrappy last week, the QB for Buffalo. I think Burrow gets enough time here and there to find Jamar Chase. So throw Chase and Burrow into your multis. Cincy plus 6.5. They keep it close. They lose by 3 or 4. Buffalo win. Allen with a rushing touchdown of his own. Stephon Diggs to score. And I think Buffalo just do enough. They win this one. I want to say 24-21. It's a lot closer and a lot lower than you expect. Be cold up there in Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
Cincy cover.
Yeah, lovely.
And last one, Niners 3.5 over the Cowboys. This game is probably the best one of the entire weekend. It's so hard to pick because I kind of think the one weakness on the Niners is that you can throw on them. And Dallas, I mean, we saw last week Dak Prescott, Dakota, out there just slinging it.
Yeah.
Really sort of groove after the, first sequence or two, looked pretty scrappy, and then really sort of hit a bit of a groove against Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay's defense is pretty good. But again, throwing, this is the thing. The Niners will stymie pretty much everything else. So it's going to land on Dak's shoulders. He and CD Lamb, they'll probably get a score, maybe another one. But I think the Niners just really give them the clamps. You want me to use these clamps, Stats Guy? These clamps they use every day of life. They'll give them the clamps. Minus 3.5. I like the Niners. They cover at home at a really great rate. I think they're 7-2 so far this season.
7-2. Oh, jump on that then. Yeah.
I think they're 8-1 head-to-head. So they smash at home. The Niners defense is the best in the league, and if you can pass on them, Dallas will take advantage of that to a degree, but not being able to balance at the run game and the passing will be the problem. And the Niners, the way that they can have Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, even if you've got a 7th-round draft pick, the last guy in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, he's still pretty good. So he's not going to do too much and they'll still win. Give me the Niners. I think this one probably comes in around 28-24. Niners just cover.
Still close,
So there you go. KC minus 7.5. Giants plus 1.5. Cincy plus 6.5. Niners minus 3.5. That's 2 favorites, 2 underdogs. NFL divisional round. Picked for you. Take it to the bank, I reckon.
Perfect. Can multi it up if you want. No, I love that.
No guarantee.
Very nice.
Anyway.
No, that's all right.
What do you got?
Back yourself. All right. I'm taking, going back to the Australian Open. I think this could rival some of the other matches we've seen across the last few days. We saw Popper the Aussie win an amazing 5-setter. We saw Murray win an amazing 5-setter. I think this match, that was amazing, the Aussie yesterday taking out the 8th seed. But I think this match could even rival that. You got the 18th seed, Karen Khachanov, taking on Francis Tiafoe, the 16th seed. So we got Russian versus American. So Karen Khachanov, people call him Liam Hemsworth. If you want to Google him, he looks
ladies' names.
Google not wrong actually, both of them. But yeah, Karen Khachanov, but people call him Liam Hemsworth. If you want to Google him, he looks exactly like him, it's creepy how much he looks like him. It's pretty funny. I'm taking Tiafoe though. He's probably my favorite player to watch in the tournament. He just is so athletic. He looks like he smiles half of his match, which is very rare in men's tennis. They're all very serious and getting angry.
He's an excitement.
He's just an excitement machine. He just can reach everything. I just love watching him. He has lost to Khachanov in his past few matches, but since they have last played, Tiafoe's taken his game to a new level. He's gotten faster. I think he's gotten more power, and he's moved up the ranking. So I think he can win this. They're both $1.90, so it's really good value. And I think Tiafoe can just get over the line here. And yeah, Tiafoe also made, so he loves hard courts. He made the US Open semi-final, and they looked really good in this tournament. So I'm taking Tiafoe at $1.90. Yeah.
All right, so Francis over Karen.
yeah. So I'm just going to double explain that again. That it is the men's draw. So don't go on the women's and be like, where's Karen Khachanov? Where's Francis?
Where's Karen versus Francis? What's going on?
It is a funny matchup.
Happily gender neutral names over here. That's good.
Absolutely.
Right. The best bets for today, tomorrow, whatever you're feeling. I've got another NBA one that I wanted to throw in there. We've got the Cavs at the Warriors tomorrow, which that's ideally you'd be like, whoa, those Warriors, that'd be sick. Unfortunately, the Warriors are going to be on a back-to-back.
Oh, okay.
So unlikely that we'll be. And they're away. So we know we've talked about this before on this show. The Warriors stink away from San Francisco.
Oh, it's horrible.
And especially against East Coast teams, I think they're 1-10 so far this year on the road.
Really?
The one win came, I think, against Toronto. So losing, but then they've just sort of, I don't know, have these moments of like, all right, cool, we're going to lose to Chicago. We're going to lose to Washington. You're like, what are you doing,
come on?
Warriors?
I know, it's shocking.
Now they're playing Boston today, so by the time
Very excited about
this should be a fun one, right? This is awesome. Finals rematch. The problem is the Warriors then have to go to Cleveland tomorrow to take on Darius Rucker-Judy-Garland and
a tough draw,
our man Johnny Mitchell.
Yep.
So the Splash Brothers probably rest on the back-to-back would be my guess. The fact that the Cavs are only 4.5 point favorites, I'd be jumping in that while you can right now.
Yeah,
Warriors
that's a small line.
Record, probably going to be resting their dudes. Yep. Cavs are a really good home team as well. Never forget that, because I think there was like that weird flip side of I think it was the Celtics today. It's like against the Warriors. I think the Warriors are 5-17 on the road, and I think the Celtics are like 17-5 at home. It's like the exact sort of flip it around.
Yeah, right.
And so the vibe for tomorrow: go the Cavs, jump on that -4.5.
Yep.
And Johnny Mitchell and Darius Rucker-Judy-Garland, smash time. Like, this is just, hey, we're probably one of the best backcourts in the NBA too. They're 19-4 at home. That is incredible.
It's like, I can't believe. I think a few people at the start of the season, they started so well, and everyone's like, oh, they might drop off, or they just keep getting better. They're good.
The thing is, they're actually not that great on the road themselves, which is slightly ironic, playing against the Warriors here.
Warriors,
very much more a set vibe ironic. Not really, but kind of more coincidence than anything. But the vibe is just the Cavs have full strength on a back-to-back. The Cavs then play the Bucks on Sunday. So the Cavs, this is their first leg of a back-to-back. They'll want to bank this win because they'll know that Giannis and Chris Middleton will probably be back for their game on their Sunday. So they know that it's going to be a tough back-to-back for them. Bank the Warriors win. If you drop the Milwaukee one, at least you went 1-1. That's probably another good bet for the weekend. Just saying, Bucks on Sunday, our time, over these Cavs. Looks like Giannis will be back. Middleton maybe as well.
If they're back, you've got to get on them.
Boom. Perfect. So there you go. There's a whole bunch of NFL and NBA from me. Jeez, that is.
You've done well. Yeah. We've got plenty to work. What do you got? Yeah, so I'm going back to the Big Bash. So we got the second of the doubleheader, Brisbane Heat versus Hobart Hurricanes. The Heat are just 7th. I think the Hurricanes are 6th, but the Heat have been in a lot better form. They've won their last 2. I think their batting lineup is too strong here. I think they can get the win. They've got some test stars back in. I've talked about before on the podcast. You've got Marnus. You've got Usman Khawaja, who know how to hold and just had to lose a few wickets. They'll be able to hold the fort down a little bit. And then you've got Josh Brown, who's been opening, who's been awesome. I think I love talking this guy up. He wasn't even on their roster. He only came on their roster right before the season. It was a late pickup, but he's averaging the most strike rate in the Big Bash, 170, averaging 23, I think, with the bat. Just a perfect opener that can just get you off to a quick start. So I think, Heat look too good. They're batting like they're the underdogs in this one. They're $2.10. I think you can get $2.20 on some sites, and I'm still surprised by that. The Hurricanes have looked horrible. They can't bat at all, and their list looks like they can. So I'm taking a bit of a multi here on Ladbrokes. They've got some set multis on their site. So it's Brisbane Heat to win and the Heat to have the highest score after 6 overs, which is $3.10. Now, there's a lot of people who like to have the highest opening partnership, but I like the highest score in 6 overs because you can lose a few wickets, then someone can make some runs and things like that. Yeah.
I do like that highest after 6 because it does, as you sort of say, right? Like if you drop 1 or 2 really early on, it's like, what do we do? Do we supply? Do we just do we go the tonk? And it's like, sometimes we might just have to go the tonk. Bang.
Well, Heat like to go for the tonk early. That's just like their thing. They might lose a few. It might be like 2 for 50 or something like that. But I think they can make a big score and now we can get the win.
That's great. What's your best EPL pick on the weekend? What do you got?
Just off the top of my head, I was going to say Aston Villa. I really like them. They're $2.55. They've got United against. I'm just going to double check that. I think it's against Southampton. Yes, they're versing bottom of the table. So I don't know how the hell they're paying $2.55. United Emery, their managers, got them flying. So that's my best EPL bet of the weekend.
I like it. Who wins United Arsenal?
I got to take Arsenal. They've been too good. You get, I think, over $1.90-ish odds for them as well. But that's the biggest yet, one of the weekends. So I'll take Arsenal.
I like it. The good thing is you can go listen to the entire EPL show of Co-Bet Daily as well with Stats Guy and Alex that we had up yesterday.
Went through every game.
Always a great, every game covered. It's what it's all about. You love to see it. So that'll sort out your entire EPL weekend as well as this show. So you're laughing. Just an absolute cornucopia of sports.
Oh,
to bet on this
the amount of sport is nuts. Awesome.
So good. Righto. Tennis, what is it? Tennis, cricket, NBA, NFL, EPL. It's all going on.
Darts.
Either way, we're done for today. We're done for the weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Maybe all three of us, Alex, Stats Guy, myself, perhaps just two of us. We'll see. No, doesn't really matter. We're all we'll watch out regardless. So get around the show, subscribe on your podcast app, like, review it, star it. Check us a follow on the socials, Facey IG, Twitter, TikTok. Get amongst some fights on the Facey if you want.
Oh my God.
Via the socials. We're always there. And I think that's it. Good week. Fun first full week back with CodeBet Daily. Stoked. We've had a good time. It's been fun. So big thanks go to you, Stats Guy. Some good info, great knowledge as always.
You too.
Thanks
you.
to Gerald for producing.
Thanks
to Alex for apparently not having internet.
It's a fair excuse, but we can still have it going.
Fired into the sun. All right. Thanks to me for growing this beard. And what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly, always.
Good job. And may all your picks come in. Happy punting. Have a good weekend. We'll catch you next week. CodeBet Daily out.